We got this.
Okay.
Thanks, Becky.
And recording. All right. Thank you, Peyton, for recording. And thank you, Becky, for coming on tonight. You guys, I am not going to waste any time on announcements because I need Becky's inspiration and fire as much as many of you do. So I'm going to get right to it. But you guys, she needs no introduction. She is the leading force behind Diesel Nation. She's what started this whole movement and momentum. And without her, many of us wouldn't even know each other, but also wouldn't have this life-changing opportunity at our fingertips. And gosh, I thank God every day for it. And outside of that, Becky and I have become such good friends through this process. We hiked Pico Duarte last year together and we really bonded there. I've always just felt so welcomed by both Becky and Christina. And I think all of you can vouch for that if you've not even met them in person, but just been around them. They treat everyone like family. And I am so grateful that she's taking her time this evening because she is on the East Coast to pour into us and breathe a little bit of that fourth quarter fire for us. So Bex, I'll let you take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, Katrina. And yes, I mean, thank you so much for the kind words. Sometimes I glance over the fact that, yes, I was the first one to make this decision 10 years ago, but it really has, that one decision made such a huge impact on so many people that, I do have to stop sometimes and like say, good job, because we would know each other. There's no way that a lot of us would feel as close and tight knit if it wasn't for this opportunity and the fact that we've been able to impact each other's lives so deeply. I've always, loved you. You're so sweet. And we bonded on that mountain. It was an epic experience and I can't wait to do that one again. So you guys know that this year has been a whirlwind. For a lot of people, it's been really, really, really hard. But, I think through my growth journey and my faith journey this year, I've learned that everything is perspective. There's been a lot of bad, but the craziness has spawned a lot of good and provided a lot of opportunities for us. And some of us jumped on it, some of us didn't, some of us held back. And I think now, looking back on 2020 and with just 3 months left to go, I think it's time for us to shift gears. We need to refocus. We need to let go of whatever has happened and just move forward. So I was listening to a sermon today that it was called Girl Get Up. So I'm just going to tell you that, like, girls, let's get up, get on the horse, and let's start moving forward. So I'm going to use at the beginning some running analogies. I was thinking today about, how I could play on the whole 30-day breakaway. And I started running. For those of you who don't know, I always said I hated running. I'm not a runner. If I'm running, something's chasing me, you better start running too. So I hated it so much. And then this year, I started running in April, got into it in May when I spent time in the Keys with my sister, and the coaching is what got me to realize that running is so much more mental than it is physical. Yes, it is. Your body takes a beating, but just like this business, if you are not mentally, your mind, body, soul connection is not on point, things start to go awry. And the same thing happens when you're running. You need to be mentally sharp, laser focused, know what you want to accomplish, no expectations, just pure action. And the running has actually opened, it was like the last layer of change. It's like peeling an onion. That was the last one that I needed for me to really flourish this year and to unlock my potential. Because I don't know if you guys were on the team call a few weeks ago, Diesel Nation, but I shared a lot about belief. I'll probably touch upon that throughout. But the running really taught me that, you have to sprint towards your goals every single day. And it takes a lot of heart, a lot of hustle, a lot of gratitude and intention. So during my running, my coached running, my favorite app is the Nike Run Club app. My favorite coach is Coach Chris Bennett. He doesn't know it, but I'm in love with him. And don't worry, Larry knows. that guy is just, his mindset, the way he speaks, everything, it just lights me up. Like, I love running with him. And I've learned through running that running's not just like a, you know, run for distance and beat your time every single time. It's not even about that. It's about having this connection with your mind and being really intentional, and what are you thinking about, and what are your expectations, not just for distance or time, because sometimes the numbers are not going to be there. And I've learned that sometimes you have to just rely on how you feel and not look at the numbers. But in running, even in a race, like a speed race on a track, the run is usually split up in 4 quarters, just like our year is. And in the first quarter, just like we start the year, we set out with great expectations. We probably have created all these visions in our head of how epic the year is going to be. And we created these stories, and, you know, we're trying to find our stride at the beginning, and maybe it's a bit uncomfortable, just like when you start running. Everything starts to burn, and your heart starts to race, and you're breathing hard. It's really uncomfortable at that beginning point. Then second quarter comes, you have some momentum. I get it. This second quarter was a lot different than most, but we sure had a lot of momentum during the second quarter of this year, when Diesel Nation decided that we were not going to sit down and back down from COVID, that we were going to be trailblazers, and we were going to lead the way with positivity. And we were very energetic. That's what the second quarter of your run feels like. You're energetic, you find your pace, your breathing is on point, your mind is on point, right? Because for me, it's all about the intentions, the gratitude, the prayers, you know, making sure that every step is given to somebody. It's laser focused action and moving forward. But then the third quarter comes, and now that the third quarter has ended, I can see the parallels are clear as day. The third quarter comes, you start getting uncomfortable, you're tired, school starting, the natural disasters, which I wanted to say, I'm so sorry for everybody dealing with the fires and the hurricanes. The natural disasters start coming, and then, you know, your mind starts to wander, you lose focus, and the end of the year, even though it's there, it seems so far away, and we start to slow down. And even in a race on a track, in the third quarter, that's when the runners start to slow down. But so I think the team went through that. We lost a little bit of momentum during the third quarter, but now I'm here to talk about the fourth quarter and what we can do to shift gears. So the fourth quarter is where the runners are laser focused again, because now you have to be in it to win it. And even in my running experience, even though I'm tired, even though things start to hurt, I have to double down on my intentions. I have to be refocused on why I started, refocus on what the goal of my run was going to be, start doing the intentions and the affirmations to like the 1000th power, because how can I be the best coach for me? Not relying on Coach Bennett, but at the fourth quarter, now it's time for you to rise and you be the best coach that you can be for yourself. And only you know that, because you know what your strengths and weaknesses are. So in the fourth quarter is when you have to decide. I think in past years, I have thought this and said this, how at this point in the game in our businesses, we feel like there's a lot on the line. A lot of us are really close to hitting really big goals. Katrina's super close to elite. My team is super close to elite. We are making moves. Peyton is killing it. We are moving forward, but is there more that we can give? And how can we come together as a team, regardless of where you stand? Because some coaches are right there, right close to the finish line, and can hit those big goals. Some of you, no, you can't, are probably not going to get there, but you can still make strides. So you have to decide anyway, right? So it's a decision. And then there's the ones that are sitting pretty, just meandering, not doing a damn thing. Right now, I'm going to invite you to set aside that doubt, whatever it is that is holding you back, and make the decision to run to something. Because even if it's not elite, it could be premier, it could be team leader, it could be team builder. You can qualify for NLC, you can rank and bench to star diamond, you can get to diamond. You can make such a huge impact not only in your own life, but within your whole organization, if you would just make a decision right now to get laser focused. So in the fourth quarter, mindset is super important. I've been talking about that the whole time, and actually the whole year. Mindset is everything. What you focus on, if you're constantly focusing on, it's so hard, no one responds to me, everyone's saying no, that's all you're gonna get is more of that crap, because all you're doing is focusing on the negative, the things that are going wrong. But I heard Sarah Jakes Roberts, this preacher, say today that she loves the no's. She invites the no's, because with every no it's just one step closer to that purpose, because you're chiseling away at your skills. You're getting more laser focused on why you're doing this. God is presenting challenges to make you better. So embrace the no's. Why don't we reshift that focus and make the no's a way to learn and to be better? They're not there to break you, they're there to develop you. So I'm inviting you right now, what the fourth quarter mindset needs to be is, wherever you stand on the spectrum, I want you to know that you count in our team, that you matter, that we want you to rise, that we want you to make a move. Even if you just decide to hit Success Club, every single month till December, you can potentially earn money to pay for your Christmas presents. If it's not for rank and maybe it's income, pick a path, pick a goal, and then decide to show up for those goals every single day. And the way that I prime myself, I think it's super important, I talk about this all the time, is like personal development. I know that sometimes we talk about that ad nauseum, and some people are with it and some people are not, but you gotta find your own jam when it comes to personal development. I personally love to hear sermons. If you go to my Instagram every morning, I post everything I do. Yes, my process is long and you don't have to do what I do, but I took the time to find out what fills me, what gives me inspiration, so that the rest of the day I feel like I can provide value to other people. Like, don't waste time scrolling on Instagram and Facebook, looking at the climate right now on everywhere on TV and social media is negative, 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 because of the elections and all the crazy stuff that's happening right now. We don't have time for that. Okay, we don't have time for that. If you're building a business owner is not wasting time looking at that stuff. Okay, you do that on your time off when you're not working, but don't start your day looking at a bunch of negativity that is then gonna paralyze you or put you in a bad mood right before you're about to go do a power hour. You know, like, get with it, get in state, prime your mind, fill yourself up with positive words, go out for a walk if that's what you need, and then jump on a power hour. I'm gonna keep saying it. Our team is hosting power hours like at all hours of the day. There's no excuse. Like, guys, if you're looking to make big moves, you're gonna have to jump on the power hours. You're gonna have to rip the band-aid, make the decision, and show up. And then visualize the goal, which is really important, because I think visualizing, it leads to belief. When you can see it, when you can feel it within your body, that you know, like, we will be a 2021 elite coach. We will make this happen. We are going to defy all obstacles, or no, despite all obstacles, we are going to rise. You will take action. I really believe that belief is at the heart of everything in this business, actually in everything in life. When you tell yourself enough times that you can't do something, you've pretty much convinced yourself. It's a decision. You've convinced yourself that you can. Now when people say, I'm not a runner, I'm like, don't say that. Don't say that, because I used to say that. And now I say I'm a runner. I'm not a good runner. I'm pretty fast, but it switched in an instant, because I decided to change the way I perceived the running and made it something of growth rather than of breaking me down. Inviting and getting those things done will not happen if you're not believing that you deserve success in this business. I actually, what was it, like a month and a half ago, Jeanette Marcella wanted me to talk to her team about, she said, inviting. And I was like, Jeanette, there's 1,001,000 trainings on inviting. Like, I mean, it's a human interaction. You're like messaging people. People are not inviting because they don't believe in themselves, because they don't believe that they can make a sale, because they believe that they're not worthy or that they won't make this happen. So if that's the issue and you're not inviting, I want you to take the time to figure out why. If it's a belief issue, you need to correct that, because on the other side of that worry and fear is your power, which is internal within your heart, and it stems from belief. And when you can go out there and speak to people with confidence, because you know that you have something special in your hands, that you have a gift to give, the conversations flow a little differently than when you're lack confidence and you're holding back because you're scared that you're going to screw it up. And we can't proceed like that. We're dealing with humans. We have to be compassionate. We got to know that what we have is special. So if your goal, get clear on your goals, first of all. So I want you to think about that by tomorrow. Like if it's elite, write it down. If it's premier, write it down. If it's diamond, star diamond, put a date on it. Just so you know, November 25th is the very last Wednesday for that 6 weeks hold for all new diamond racket advances to count for this year. So November 25th is a crucial day. Know that day. See, those are the kind of things that business owners know, because you need to know what you're working towards and by when, and that's clarity. So write that down, and then take ownership. I'm going to invite you tonight to take ownership of your business, regardless of whether you're on my team or Katrina's team. We are all one team. We are Diesel Nation, but we are also individual business owners. And my goals aren't your goals. And when I started, I came in to make money. Not everybody wants to say that or did that. Some people came in for community. I always talk about it. I came in to make money. I knew exactly what I wanted to do when I started this business. And I've always run my business geared towards income, because I was very intentional about the way I was making moves. So I want you to take ownership tonight. And I also want you to ask yourself some hard questions, like why do I really want this? Do I really want to succeed? And who am I doing this for? When we were on the mountain on Pico Duarte, like the first day, before we even started the trail, our guide Chiki asked, you know, like everyone's here for a different reason. The journey's going to be different for everybody. But at this point, you need to realize why you're here. Like, who are you doing this for? And at that moment, I had in my wallet pictures of my kids, and I just knew, like, every move is for them. Every time I show up is for them. Every fitness program I do is for them. It's all for them. And what a blessing that this year, when I've come back alive with this business, that they've been able to watch it front and center, because they've been home the whole year. So they've seen this change. And I'm doing it for them, because I want them to look back and say, I can do anything. If my mom did that, she worked full time, she built a business, she got in incredible shape. It was for me to show us what's possible. And you need to do that. You need to really take a step back and get really clear on why this is important to you. Why is this in your life to begin with? If you're struggling, if you are hitting it hard, it's that reminder every single day of sharing the opportunity, what excites you about it. Talk to people constantly. Just get out there all the time. And the bold language is something that, you know, this year has been really important, because I saw it, and we all see it, how most people need what we have. And if we're not talking about it with confidence and constantly sharing, I prefer Instagram stories, because I prefer to talk it out than have to write a post. I try to do that often and change it up in different ways, so that people are hearing about the business in different slices, different ways, because there's community, there's income, there's empowerment, there's the workouts, there's so many different things we have to offer. But we got to get out there and do it and be proactive. So right now it's super important that you're proactive. If you know that your next goal is a big one, you need to reverse engineering and figure out what it is that you're doing to get there. If it's diamond, you need to be looking at your drill down and understanding what that means. You need to understand, if you're looking to hit diamond by, let's say 2 weeks from now, and you have 4 coaches, then you know that you need to recruit a lot. And that means you need to talk to even more people. And that is being intentional. It's being proactive and not letting your business just try to build itself, because it won't. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to build itself. So are you interested or are you committed? Because if you're interested in building the business, that's cool. That's cool. That's fine. We're not here to lay and throw our goals upon you. But if you're committed, then what actions are you taking to back that up? Because I don't believe in talk. People who talk too much, I'm like, whatever. Show me the action. Show me what you're doing. So ask yourself that, and then back it up with bold actions. So what if you started working to maximums? So if your goal for the month is Success Cup 6, why are we not working to hit Success Cup 6 every single week? And what is it going to take to do that? Because right now we only have, what, 10 weeks left, about more or less 9 or 10 weeks left in the year. Now is the time to, and I'm not big into like that 10xing and all that stuff, that language, but yeah, now is the 10x. Now is when you take year goals and you shrink them down to a quarter, and you up the amount of work that you do. And this is if you're laser focused on growing. You know if you're working or not. You know if you're working or not. And if you aren't, then you know you need to change. If you are and some things are right, then you need to fix it. But it's a matter of getting your mind to the point where you know that you're doing everything you can. You are working not hard, but efficiently every single day, and jumping on those power hours and doing your invitations and talking to your coaches, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, but raising your own bar. Raise your own standard of what you're willing to expect from yourself in order to get to that next level. And you have to do it for you. I'm going to talk about communication in just a second, but at the end of the day, look, I know we're all tied together and we're all a big team, but I think it's really important when you communicate with your downline on what it is that you want, because after all, we do affect each other. But you need to want to build this business because it's going to do something, it's going to fill some hole in your life. We want you to fall in love with this process. We want you to be able to do big things for your family. Get clear on what that is. Because when you know that and you feel it deep in your soul, you're going to hustle in a different way. And another point I have is hustling for joy. Like we have a blessing on our hands. And I swear I had lost that vision for a while. You know, guys, I'm very honest and truthful all the time. I had lost that luster, that, you know, the belief. I had lost it for a few years there. And this year really brought it back into my hands, where I just realized, like, I'm not here by accident. This success I have wasn't by accident. I worked my tail off for it. This is where I'm supposed to be. It's a blessing. Yes, it's hard, but the hard is also a blessing because it's making you better. It's going to get you to that next point. But you have to be excited about it, like really excited. And that goes back to how you start your day. Prime yourself, get excited, do the things so that when you're out there talking to people, you're creating that FOMO where they're like, man, I really need a piece of that. I really need to be part of that. Holding back on talking about the business opportunity, I tell new coaches this all the time. It's easy to talk about the fitness, super easy. But the business, maybe it's because there's this perception in your own head that maybe I'm not there yet, I can't talk about it. That's crap. You're never going to recruit if you don't talk about the business. You're never going to find a business builder if you're not talking about the business. Maybe a needle in a haystack, yeah, it could happen. I was that person. But you have to talk about it. If the business was taken away from you right now, what would you miss the most? Create a list, and then you can create posts off of that list. This business, the team, the community, the income, all of it, the recognition, it all fills some kind of gap in your life. You need to be able to share all those things constantly with joy in your heart, because if you're talking about it because it's such a blessing, then people are going to come in thinking that this is it's not an obligation, not something extra that they have to do, which is what a lot of people think, like, oh my God, that's just something else I have to do. No, this thing that you're doing is actually going to create a better life. And that shift in mindset and that language, I think, will bring in different people with different kind of thought processes, or maybe even different work ethics, which that's what we need. People who want to hustle, who see the vision, who buy into what you're saying and want to do this. And I think it's selfish also to withhold this opportunity, especially now with so many people struggling, not only with their health, but with financial. So many people have lost their jobs. This is something that could absolutely change everything. But if you're scared to present it, then you're being selfish and you're withholding. And now is not the time to be selfish. Now is not the time to withhold. We are in the fourth quarter, and every day counts. Every conversation matters. Every invitation, every follow-up matters. So based on that, now, okay, we got these big goals, right? Star Diamond, Elite, Premier, Team Builder. I think these are my personal tips. Communication is key. And I started saying that not only with your personal team, but your downline. Like, everybody needs to buy in to this journey that you're going on. It's not about you. It's not me. It's we. It's us. It's our accomplishment. It's our goal that we're working towards. We're all doing this to get to know each other, to work together, to be better, to build this amazing team. And I've never thought that it's selfish to discuss goals with your team. I think everybody needs to buy in. Everybody needs to be marching in the same direction. If people are scattered going in different places and they don't know what you're working towards, it's going to be a problem down the line when you need, it's crunch time and you need to push. People are not going to understand what you're talking about. It's something that has to be discussed constantly, openly, with clarity, with vision. I remember being on Maddie's team call the week she needed to hit for 5-star, and she, on the team call announcements, she had it all like a diagram of all the people and the emeralds that were pending. Everybody knew, everybody saw it. I love that. I was like, wow, that's awesome. I've never seen that before. That's awesome. Like, she just threw it out there. This person needs an emerald. This person needs an emerald. Like, clear as day. I love that. That's clarity. That means that we're working together. We all know what's at stake. We all know that there's going to be a mega celebration at the end when we cross the line together. In the past, I've always been like, we are an elite team. We are going to celebrate. And if you're a first-time elite or first-time premier, it's a big deal because you're actually showing your team what is possible for them. If you know, they want to see you hit. When we're all just regular people, regular moms, regular women. But when we do extraordinary things, we open the door for other people to do extraordinary things. And that's why it's so important that we continue to push the envelope. We continue to grow and show women all around us what is possible when they ditch the excuses. Okay, what's important now, especially at crunch time, is tracking. This is just now like technical stuff, but we have to know the numbers. We have to understand the reports. We got to understand how to hit diamond. We got to understand the requirements. All those things are super important. I personally was not paying attention. I'm not talking about now with Elite, but it was like last year or so. I messed up and I wasn't paying attention. And like my second CBC dropped to like emerald because I had 90 PV. You know, like for 10 PV, I dropped rank. And that hurt me with volume because I dropped a diamond. And it was my own fault. Now I go through that with like a fine-tooth comb, because when you get burned, you know what to look for every single week. But the team needs to also know those things. Like, just like the Success Club with Katrina and I were talking about, the 90 PV on HD for Success Club, I check that every day. I'm like checking it. I'm checking it, because I've seen that that's something that for whatever reason people don't get it until they get burned, and I don't want my team to lose out on hard work because that Success Club requirement wasn't met. So being really in tune with the coach office, tracking your numbers, knowing who your players are, who your new coaches are, which ones are the ones that need you. Be the coach that you would want leading you. Pour love into them. Pour belief into them. One-on-one calls. I love one-on-one calls. Those are my favorite. One-on-one calls, strategy sessions, message threads, whatever that person whatever environment they thrive in, give it to them, because now is the time for you to pour your belief into them and to make magic happen as an organization. I do have a report that I created many years ago where I track my numbers. This year I made it even crazier with all the coaches, and I track all the successful points, and I track everything. When I was pushing to 10-star, I had it all like in an Excel spreadsheet. Like, I love numbers, so I go crazy when it comes to Excel spreadsheets, but I look at it every day, and I'm like constantly looking at the numbers and what do I need, and how are we gonna do this so I can communicate with the right people. This in August, I was super proud, but I had 9 new coaches hit Success Club. That had not happened for me since 2016. And that was just constantly talking to people and answering messages and working with them. And, and I didn't even think that was possible for me anymore. But when you start to pour belief into them, they will start to come around. So belief is super important, but also knowing a business owner tracks activities. Know what your income producing activities are, track them, and stay very, very intentional when it comes to that. Recruiting never stops, never, at no point. I want you to understand that all the work that you're doing right now, this extra intentionality and effort, is going to pay off substantially when January, February, March come around. You're laying the foundation for 2021 right now. If you take time off, you're going to have a really freaking hard time starting in January again, because people are going to forget that you're a coach, and the consistency matters. And when you're not posting and you're not sharing, they're going to go find someone like me that's posting every single day, talking about fitness, talking about the business, and you're going to lose traction. Don't take the fourth quarter off. This is the time to get reignited, to really get laser focused. And one thing that I did a couple years ago when I was running for 15-star is just working, especially like the ones that need to go push the diamond. I really want to push the diamond. It's helping them get there. Like, I would literally get the girls that they thought were potentials for emeralds and invite their coaches, their potentials, on a call with me so that I could help them close at one time and get to emerald super fast. There's a quote that I love, and it release the expectation that this business will build itself. We can't just be like, pray, please God, let this happen. No, we need to pray about it and believe it, but then we need to work and we need to help our team. So if you have to do that and offer these services to your coaches, or even your downline coaches, to help them advance because it's going to advance the team, then you need to do that. So that's an idea. That's something I did, and it worked for me. And building emeralds is super important. And then the last thing is just right now we have to just kick butt and take names and get laser focused and fight like hell, because we cannot waste all the momentum that we had at the beginning of the year now because it got a little hard, or because the climate has changed, or because people are distracted. I know people are distracted. They were distracted in March, April, and May, and people were still coming to us. The COVID numbers are still going up. I am sure not a lot of people are going to the gym. People still need to lose weight. People still need a financial opportunity. It is up to us to know that and then plug ourselves back into the network, back into the team, into power hours, and then take action every single day. Not scrolling action. I'm talking about power hour action, where you're actively looking for people, where you're actively working with your team, actively trying to revive your team, actively doing the things that will that will move the needle and get you to that next level. We can all do it. I believe that. We can do it. Whatever your goal is, I know you can make it happen. The question is, do you believe that you can do it? And are you willing to put in the work? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. There are very few coaches that will just like have millions of people lined up at the door. Like, that doesn't happen for me. We have to find the people. We got to go engage with them. We have to do the things. So I want you to ask yourself tonight, a couple things. Who am I doing this for? Why am I here now? What does this business mean to me? And, what are my goals? What are my goals for the end of the year? And am I willing to put in the work? Am I committed or am I interested? Because we're looking to work with those who are committed in just doing the damn thing, so that our teams can rise and we can have 25 elite coaches in Diesel Nation this year, which is what I've said for the last few months. I think it's totally doable to have 25 elite teams and countless premier teams. It's a beautiful thing. Like, the Sea of Red is kicking butt, but I want you guys to jump in and do it with us. And that's all. That's all I got. I don't know where my paper went.
You're too funny. That's all you got?
Yeah.
I got like 10 pages of notes. Okay. Girl, I love her for that reason. Okay, she says, and that's all I got.
No, and I told Larry earlier, I go, I'm not gonna write notes this time. I'm just gonna try to wing it. Yeah, right, look. I can't. I need a format. I need something to follow so I can stay on track. Because if not, I'm gonna be like all over the place.
Total tangents. No, that's awesome. My last thing I wrote down, because my team knows we have a 10-star goal by November 25th, and we're there. We have a few things to do, but am I willing to do the work? That's what I wrote down. Am I willing to make the sacrifice and do the work? And yeah, that means we got to lean in. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but it's totally doable. We can do it.
Doable. It is. We just got to release the stories and the past and all the things and just show up. Get excited and show up. Because people feed off that excitement, especially in, like I said, in the climate so negative. Then they see us so positive, excited. We're doing things. We're making moves. We're celebrate all the team, guys. When I do my recognition things, that's something I started this year. I go through Facebook on Thursdays and I take all the big rank advancements and I save them. I post them like mine. Nobody cares. Nobody knows. I want to show people that Diesel Nation is kicking butt. And we need to make the celebration your pitch for the business. When people see, a lot of people are never celebrated, ever. In corporate America, I was in corporate America. Nobody ever celebrated me for anything. I would get a job and my boss would take the credit. Like, now we get to celebrate our team for anything and everything. Last week, I bought them headbands. I did a super long story with everybody and their headbands on. And I wrote something personal about everybody. Celebrating the team makes them feel special. It's social proof that our team is doing really well.
I love that. Yes. Does anybody have any questions for Becky while she is just an open book here? We have quite a lot of people on the call, but
I'm sweating. I always sweat when I get excited.
I'm sweating and I didn't talk, so that got me excited.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna
do lots of things. Peyton she hit her, we talked about it, premier, but she could with that second business center, she can do elite. She's got time. I know.
So amazing.
She just hit her 1 year and she did premier in less than a year and a half. That's insane. I was still chilling at Diamond. So.
But you see, that just shows focused work. Like,
Absolutely.
when you know what you're working towards, like, you know, and you put the pressure on it, you just put your head down and do the things. It can be
Absolutely.
done. It can be done. It's just priorities.
I love it. Well, Becky, I appreciate you so much for your time. I'm going to go take action with these 10 pages of notes. I need to brain dump a little bit. And I'm excited. Like I said, when we entered in, got through September, and I was like, okay, now it's just, that's gone, that's done. We did it. And now let's finish strong AF. We can do this. There's no reason why we can't.
I definitely believe in you. I believe in our team, in each and every one of you guys. And, you know, I just want us all to really just appreciate your own gifts and go out there and share it, because we're all different. That's the beauty of it, that we're all different.
I love it. So thank you all for joining us. We will get the recording to you. And Becky, once again, I appreciate it. I love you so much.
I love you too. Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course.
Bye. Are we taking a picture?
Of course. One more
Okay.
pic. Turn on your camera if you can. I did a few videos and stuff too, but I had the phone in there. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And there is more screens, so stay. Big old long call. There we go. 3 screens. Awesome. I will try to tag you all.
Awesome.
All
Thank
right,
you,
Becky,
guys. Have a great night. Let's do this.